Dr. Simon Weitzman, the chairperson for the Institute for Mindfulness South Africa, is joining me in studio. We're going to be chatting about the conference he'll be convening called Mindfulness Matters. Hello.
Hi, lovely to be here.
Thank you for coming in on such a lovely day.
Beautiful, nice weather outside, but lovely to be inside with you.
Yes. Now, tell me about the conference Mindfulness Matters. I think this is the first time we've seen a conference like this, of this magnitude, on the African continent. Why don't you give us some context as to what it is?
Wonderful, thank you. There's a lot of interest in mindfulness at the moment, internationally and locally, and both about the application of mindfulness and research into the effectiveness of mindfulness. We're seeing it in lay press, we're seeing it in peer-reviewed journals and so forth, and it felt like the right time to get together as a collective group and start to look in more depth at what are the specific issues that we face in this country in relation to mindfulness practice and application. In other words, how can we bring a practice and a skill and a technique like mindfulness to the fore in a country which has got so much complexity? Because the issues that we face in South Africa are quite different from the ones, say, in Europe and North America. There's certain commonalities. People are stressed everywhere.
Right.
People are in distress everywhere. There's, if you want to make it more generic, suffering is ubiquitous and occurs across the globe. But the particular nuance and manifestations of that stress and distress is particular to this country. So we want to look at how we can adapt what is going on overseas to our unique context. How can we look at the application and then research what we are applying and assess its effectiveness, to assess the degree to which people can absorb the practice and teaching of mindfulness and apply it in their lives in such a way that it helps them to reduce distress, suffering and stress. So the conference is now a collective investigation of some of the initial work that's being done in this country. Neurobiological research, in other words, brain research, what changes occur in the brain as a result of practicing mindfulness. Some community-based programs, in other words, very nuanced adaptations that are applied to specific communities who are struggling, say, with violence or poverty or HIV/AIDS, which, while might be a problem to a less degree in Northern Hemisphere, is obviously much more intense and dense, if you will, in this country. So we've got that kind of exploration, those kind of questions. And then, of course, it's just an opportunity for people who are interested in this field, people who are teaching in this field, people who are researching, to gather and inspire each other. Because working in an environment, particularly in health-related environment, where you're facing truckloads of suffering every day, the people who are doing that kind of work, health professionals in particular, face tremendously high levels of burnout as a result. So there's some great value, not only acquiring information, having a conversation, learning about what's going on internationally, looking at questions of research, looking at questions of adaptation, which is context specific to our country, but also inspiring each other, energizing each other, which always occurs in a good conference. You always walk away feeling more motivated than you walked in before, not simply acquisition of more knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge out there. So those are some of the reasons that we've created this conference, and what a wonderful opportunity to offer a conference of this nature, first time on African soil, looking to give a particular African flavor to this question, which is going on globally at the moment. There's an enormous amount of information and interest in mindfulness internationally. What are the issues which are pertinent to our context?